Toys my kids won't play with, and why. This is a Melissa and Doug vanity set. It's filled with all these pretend beauty and hygiene toys. You could even set up a mini beauty salon. The pieces to this set are really sturdy and a great beginning way to teach kids how to take care of themselves. I think my favorite piece is this hair straightener. This sits on my daughter's dresser, and there's 2 reasons she doesn't play with it. The first is that the toy is more geared towards toddlers, and she's way outgrown that age. But the second is that she's not a girly girl. She has no interest in hair, makeup, frilly clothes, pink bows, anything. She mentioned recently that she doesn't fit in with the fancy girls at school. And I told her, no, that's not true. They don't fit in with you. Toys my kids won't play with, and why. These are Connects, and they've been a popular building toy for about as long as I can remember. We've had this set for a couple years, although I've never actually tried to build something. They always look too complicated. I did find the sailboat to give a try, so I laid out the pieces needed and got to work. I was pleasantly surprised at how easy these were to snap together. I think I was always intimidated by the complexity of these shapes. And even though the instructions are pretty vague, one look and it's pretty obvious where things are supposed to fit together. Now I will say that what you can build with these does take a pretty big suspension of disbelief. Like, if you didn't tell me that this was supposed to be a sailboat, I never would have guessed that. It kind of looks more like a sleigh. Even when I attach the sail, I'm still not convinced. What it comes down to for my kids, they're just not as familiar with these as Lego. Toys my kids won't play with, and why. Here we have a delicious smelling cupcake with a big secret inside. This toy dessert actually transforms into a doll. And if one cupcake isn't enough, we have a second. As I mentioned before, these are scented, so one smells like a vanilla cupcake, the other like strawberries. But without legs, these dolls aren't very easy to play with. Once the novelty of the surprise and transforming wore off, my daughter remembered, hey, I don't like dolls. Toys my kids won't play with, and why. This Elsa doll comes with this snowflake, which you can use to get the doll to say things or sing. It's a great idea because who doesn't love an interactive toy? The problem is that this is really hard to trigger. The directions are to just wave your hand over the snowflake, but I could only seem to trigger responses by accident. Even though my daughter actually likes the Frozen movies, this doll was too difficult for her to get to work. This fire spirit salamander from the sequel is much easier to operate. Oh, watch out! He's okay. This toy was actually on a wish list. But when my daughter got it, she realized she was actually creeped out by the way this moves. Toys my kids won't play with, and why. My son's Baby Alive doll is hungry, so let's feed him. He comes with this Play-Doh-like material that you can smush into this mold. It came with a second color as well, but that consistency was way too sticky, so we threw it out. This orange works better, but you do have to clean up those little pieces. There we go. This spoon is neat. It kind of pushes the Play-Doh off. Here comes the rocket ship. That looks yummy, I guess. There's nothing to really help push this down, so you need to give the baby a little shake to get it to go in the stomach. From there, it's a straight shot down. Changing the diaper takes another little shake to get the pieces out. And if they get stuck, there's a spot on the back you can unscrew. My son used to play with all sorts of baby dolls, but he says this one was just too creepy. Toys my kids won't play with, and why. Okay, I'm cheating a little bit on this one, because this toddler toy has actually been in storage for a while. But I think it's really cool, so I wanted to show it off. This is the Little People Disney Princess Clip Clop Stable. There's a lot of different places to place the horses, including this carousel, which does make sounds if I had batteries in it. The star, though, is these clip-clop ponies that are built so you just have to give them a little nudge and gravity will take care of the rest. It's a brilliant toy design and very satisfying to watch and listen to as the horses clip-clop their way down. Both of my kids enjoyed this when they were toddlers, but of course they grew up and grew out of it.